Gals, I hope you're having a fantastic day. The set Call of the Mountain is about to come out, and that means now that they've revealed every card, it is time to officially rate some cards. Now, I have been making reactions and saying, maybe this is good, maybe this is bad, blah, 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 but this is a 1 to 5 scale rating for every card in the expansion, including the non-collectibles. Although those will be rated, I'll explain, those will be rated a little differently. But 1 star is the lowest, 5 star is the highest, 3 star is a benchmark, 3 star is like a card that I feel like will be played in decks without being a game-changing card. Like, you play this in a tempo turn and it's a board presence and it's important to a deck, but it's not like deck creating, you know what I mean? Like a 5 star card is something that makes a deck. Okay, with all of those in mind, and one more note is that I don't ever want you to dismiss any cards. I've rated some cards, not very many, but some cards as 1 star. And I don't want you to think that means that I will not be trying them. I will try every card. I will. And you should too. And 5 star doesn't mean that it's actually going to be broken or anything. It just means I think it's good and probably meta, and I could very well be wrong. So, with all those out of the way, let's get into it. Starting off with Tiari the Traveler. Oh, keep your phone in, or whatever, in portrait mode, because I'm not going sideways on this one. Okay. Tiari the Traveler. 2 mana 2/2 support, grant my supported ally +0/+2, permanent. I have rated this 2.5 stars. I'm not going to overly explain most of the stuff. Only if it's like interesting, I'll go into it more so. But this one I feel like could very well be good, and I'll probably play it sometimes as a 2 of, sometimes as a 3 of, who knows? Probably Taric deck, maybe Lulu deck, who knows? But it's not busted or anything, And there's a heavy consideration to not play it. Sojourners I have given 3 stars. 3.5 I don't feel like would be bad either. I think this card will be very important in Taric decks. I don't think it's necessarily an overpowered card or anything. So I do think 3 to 3.5 is a fair rating for this. Yeah. I have given Arbiter of the Peak 4 stars. Maybe a little controversial, but it could very easily become a 0 mana 6/6 Overwhelm. And even if it's not 0 mana, it's probably like 4 or 5 on a turn where it's like turn 4 or turn 5, Probably 5. Turn 5 would be 5 mana. And that's a 5 mana 6/6 Overwhelm, which isn't bad at all, especially in Targon where you can protect your stuff. So, and speaking of which, Bastion, I have given 5 stars. For clarity's purpose, I will say I would give Deny probably a 5-star rating, just because I imagine that, like, this card is something that you consider playing Targon for. This mechanic in general, Spell Shield, protecting a unit. If you go on the big unit, you want that protection. If you're playing a Trundle deck, you want to give something that you spent 8 mana on protection. Otherwise, you could get blown out, So, while this isn't busted, I don't think, I really am curious about Spell Shield. I really want to see how good it ends up being. It's not going to be bad. I can tell you that. But yeah, I've given this a 5. Taric. I am generously giving Taric, or Taric, 5 stars. I say generously because without testing him, it's hard to give him 5 stars. He reads like a card that is got tons of potential. And I think based on plenty of cards revealed, that's a fair rating. I think it's fair to say 5 stars. That doesn't mean he's busted. I just think he'll be a meta champion. You know? He'll be a card that makes you want to make a certain deck. So, yeah. And I think what'll separate him from being 4 star is if it's as easy to level him up as I think it will be. I'm pretty sure his ability. So, like, let's say I play a gem on Taric. That's 1 target. Then you support someone. That's 2. Then his ability triggers, which copies the last spell you cast onto the ally. That's 3 targets and supports in 1 turn. That is literally just if you have Taric and a gem, and 1 other ally that does nothing else. So it's very possible, more than likely, that if you attack twice with Taric, he's leveling up, which I think makes him 5 stars. Yeah. All right, moving on. Blessing of Targon, I have given a 3.5 stars. For reference, I would give Fury of the North 5 stars. Blessing of Targon grants, so it's permanent. So I may be underestimating it a little bit with the 3.5, but I mean, it's very playable. It's just 5 mana. Look, I'm not going to be one of those people that's like trying to think of everything in a vacuum, or think of something, like think of whatever situation I can to prove what I'm thinking. But I will say, if you're buffing someone, it's a battle trick. In our current meta, it is a battle trick to buff stuff. Targon, I think, is going to change that. It really seems like it. Like, preemptive buffs seem pretty reasonable. So maybe it's a 4 star or higher. But right now, with the way the current meta is, which is the only way I can truly base these ratings on, I would give this a 3.5. Because it costs more and gives less stats than Fury of the North. But, you know what? It's got permanent buff, so whatever. It's still a great card. Gift Giver is a 4-star card. And it's hard to compare a 1-star or a 1 mana card to a 4 mana card. So I'm not doing that. I'm thinking about it in the slot of 1 mana. And for Targon, I'm fairly certain this is the best 1-drop in Targon. I am wrong because I was forgetting a couple other cards, but I'll get to those. But basically, for a Taric deck or something like that, you play 3 of it. You know, you just play 3 of it, which makes it a 4-star, if not a 5-star card. It's played in a lot of different decks, you know, and it's great in the deck that it's designed for. So, yep, it's 4 stars. 1 star, I will never expect this card to be worthwhile, just because, you know, it's got 1 HP, so it can get blown out by a lot of stuff. You don't get to strike with it, so you could just waste 2 mana. Yeah. Could be wrong. Maybe Spell Shield will help, but like I said, just because I'm saying 1 star doesn't mean I'm not going to try it. Why are they so zoomed away now? I'm just going to keep going. Mentor of the Stones, I have given 4 stars. Yes, it's a 3 mana 1/1, but it permanently gives +2/+2 to a supported ally, and crucially creates 3 gems in hand, which the only thing that I've done with testing is I did proxy out a Taric deck after literally the first revealed cards. So I didn't really get to test it that well. But this card was so important, it was insane for the Taric deck. So yeah, 4 stars. Shards I'm giving 2. I would give it 1, but like, I'm pretty sure there's a deck where this will shine. J Medarda, cough cough. Which may not be good, but it'll at least be fun. So 2 stars. Young Witch. There we go. That's much better zoomed in. I'm giving 4 stars. I do believe she is fantastic. She's elusive support. And yeah, she's only got 1 HP, but that means they have to Vile Feast her or something of that sort. And she gives quick attack and +1 attack. So, like, that's a pretty good effect. 4 stars, baby. I'm giving this 2.5. It's like Greenglade Caretaker, except it's only when Ness is supported. It gets +2/+0. So it's not like the worst card ever, but I really don't see me playing it. Yeah, I mean, the optimal circumstances, it gets permanent buffs in other, like Tiari Traveler. So it's like a 3/4, turn 2, 3/4. That's not bad at all. And then it would, of course, continue to grow. But yeah, I'm giving it 2.5. Could be 3. I don't know. Fuzzy Caretaker, I'm giving 3.5 stars. Don't read too much into that one because I haven't really read much into this card. It just looks like a lot of stats, so I'm going to trust that it's not bad. Now, Tasty Feyfolk, I'm giving 4 stars because a 3-mana 4 attack lifesteal is already good, but with all the things that are around that now, in the Lulu deck or in any combo deck, in any deck that combines Ionia with something else, this could be a really great anti-aggro tool. You buff it once and it's so valuable. You give a Blessing of Targon, it's a 7/5 lifesteal. Yeah, etc., etc. Again, Tiari Traveler, which, considering I gave it 2.5, I reference a lot, but like I said, it's one of the few cards I've tried so far. But yeah, it would be a 3-mana 4/4 lifesteal, so pretty great. For Squirrel, I have given a measly 5,000 star rating. I think this card is unfair. It's not okay that it makes every other card art look like crap. It's busted and it needs a nerf, kind of like the new Nocturne emote. That's just not fair at all. That's really going to shape the emote meta. So yeah, I'm expecting a day 3 at max nerf to this card's art, turning it into some sort of ripoff of Larry the Lobster from SpongeBob SquarePants instead of a Greek god squirrel that I wish I could hug. Anyway, and the card, people will play it. It could even be good, who knows? If you give it Overwhelm and Regeneration, for example, maybe give it a health buff. Who knows? I'm just spitballing here. So, Lulu, speaking of art, after seeing every other card art in the set, I've kind of taken back my opinion. I would never diss someone for their art. I think whoever worked on this put care into it. They wanted to make a creepy and cute card. I don't care about the details of it. I think it's not bad at all art-wise. I think no card is bad art. But I just can't defend it anymore. Too many people have made good points. But I won't change my personal opinion. I still like it. Lulu looks better in that Fey Guide full art, though. Definitely. Anyway, this shows you how enthusiastic I am about this set. I'm literally gushing about the art and the flavor and the lore all the time. But power-wise, I think it's a 4-star card. Now, is the level up after? Okay, good. So, apparently I have to check someone's second floor cabin. That is Animal Crossing, just so you know. Not someone's actual second floor cabin. So it doesn't look that hard to level up Lulu. And this is where I'm not sure how to rate it. Because if it's easy to level up Lulu, and she comes in as like a 3 mana 2/3 for one turn, and then becomes like levels up on the turn you play her, then you're starting to make allies 5/5 for a round. And you are getting this spell every turn to give something barrier, which is fantastic, or something vulnerable to take it out with Lulu, or drag a weak enemy so that Lulu doesn't get blocked and killed. So she could be even better than 4 stars. And to top it off, there's elusives. I really think Lulu Zed would be a fantastic deck. So yeah, they're both 3 drops, which is really the only flaw that I can see. But I think there's a way to fix that too. I will just make a video about it. I won't get too deep into it. But I do think that Lulu Zed with elusives and supports, at least a couple supports, would be a good deck. So yeah, she could be a 5-star card. I definitely could see it. But for now, I'm going to put her at 4 stars. Pix, I give 2 stars. His buff is nice, but he's a 0/1. Or she, actually, I don't know. But Pix is a 0/1, and I just can't see myself spending any mana on a 0/1 that doesn't even permanently give something +2/+1. The one nice thing is that it's a support 1 mana, you know, which would help Lulu level up, but I don't think that makes it okay. Fey Guide, I am giving. Oh, wait, did I skip Whimsy? Yeah. Whimsy, I'm giving 3 stars. It is a battle trick that pretty much wins you a battle. It's great for when Lulu's attacking. If they want to kill Lulu, you can Whimsy their ally. It is her champion spell, which is very nice. I think that makes Lulu better than I'm giving her credit for now that I mentioned that. But it's not like this card is busted. It's just that if you have 2 Lulus and you play one, you get this while you have Lulu. And I think that's one of the most optimal situations for this card, is when you're whimsying a supported ally's enemy. No, yeah, whatever. You get it. So, yeah. I'm putting it 3 stars. Could be 3.5, could be 4, could be 5. I don't know. This is one of those cards that's hard to rate without trying it. Because, they could Fury of the North, their little squirrel, and then it's unsilenced and unsquirreled. But honestly, I don't think that's that bad. Then you've got a Fury of the North out of the way. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to really be conservative in my rating of that one. Because Bruce by God, I like him, don't get me wrong. But he said that card was hot garbage, so I'm trying to be more conservative because I disagree. And I don't like when people say cards are hot garbage before anyone ever gets to try it. I think that's really disappointing. And really ruins some hype for a new set. So, yeah. Fey Guide, I'm giving 4 stars. Granting an ally elusive, and his stats aren't bad. I mean, he doesn't have elusive, but he's a 4 mana 3/3 that gives anything elusive permanently. So, yeah. I mean, I get why Lulu's on the arc, because you give Lulu elusive so she doesn't get blocked all the time. I really think that card is great. I could even say this is. I would say this is 5 stars probably, but 4 mana, it's worth it. The only thing is that elusives have in the past been focused on aggro aggression. I'm not saying aggro aggression, I'm just clarifying. Oh my god, there's so many cards to get through. I'm taking forever. That's okay. Yeah. Turn 4, turning something elusive isn't bad at all. If you give Zed elusive, that's pretty nice. If you give something else elusive, it's always pretty nice. So I'm just going to go with it. 4 stars. Could be 5. I gave this 2 stars. It's a 2-mana 2/3, which isn't bad. It's only got a keyword on it, which is Overwhelm. I understand that you play this with Lulu and it's a 4 Overwhelm, but then that goes away. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. 2 stars. Squirrel gets 5 stars. Faces of the Old Ones. Round start. I'm not going to read the card because it's right on the screen. I'm giving this a 3 stars. I could easily see this swinging one way or the other. It is 2 mana. People won't want to use removal on it. If you make it vulnerable and kill it, that's one thing. That's kind of rough. But yeah. And then it's a conditional ramp that's temporary ramp. But, I mean, you play this on turn 2, and then turn 4 you play like that 3/5 regenerating troll or something. Yeah, this card isn't bad. It's definitely not bad. Maybe I'm biased because I like it. I like the design. But I'm excited to try it. I gave this card a 3 star. It's got a good body. Kind of hot. But conditional for 2 mana 4/3. It's not the worst condition. I mean, you're really going to try. In these Behold decks, you will definitely be trying to have an 8-cost card in hand. And you know, Ice Quake is 8-cost, Ruination is higher than 8 cost, Uzgar, etc. There's plenty of them. I think it's worth trying. So yeah, it is important to note when cards are conditional. You won't always have everything. And this is a 2-mana card that doesn't have an effect that impacts the board right away, which also is totally fine. It's 2 mana. This isn't Hearthstone. You don't need it to generate 10 cards. But I'm sorry, I shouldn't diss Hearthstone so much. It's really not that bad. I'm just not into the insane amount of RNG in it. But yeah, I mean, it's a 2 mana 4/3 probably. That's not bad. But we have a 2 mana 4/3 that's probably sometimes 2 mana 4/3. It's that Piltover and Zon. Piltover and Zon. That when you draw it, the turn you draw it, it's 2 mana 4/3. And it doesn't get played very often. So I'm going with 3 stars. It does give you some anti-aggression in a deck that needs early anti-aggression, but I would like it a lot more if it was a 2 mana 3/4 for that reason. And I could see that happening. I could see them doing that buff. I gave this card a 3.5. On turn 4, you will likely have your 8+ cost card, and a 4 mana 3/5 regeneration isn't bad at all. It's not bad at all. Regeneration, I've seen a lot of people talk about it. It is a powerful keyword. So I think this card, again, gives you that nice little mid-rangey or heading towards mid-rangey anti-aggression towards people that are going wide or whatever. So yeah, it's nice. I gave Uzgar a 3.5 as well. He is Challenger Regen, which is a fantastic combo of keywords. And pairing this with Targon, again, giving you Spell Shield, or pairing this with Ionia, which I can't imagine you would probably do, giving you Deny, No, I would go with Targon. There's multiple cards that give Spell Shield. Will help a lot. It will. This card is great if it doesn't get bounced. Oh, obliterate. Okay. Yeah, so I'm giving it a 3.5. I think it's vitally important to the Trundle deck, but it's also not broken. So, yeah. Troll Chant, I gave a 5 stars. You will play this card in every Freljord deck. Definitely. Give an ally plus 2 HP to give an enemy minus 2 attack. That is 1 mana more than Elixir of Iron. Yeah. Think about that. Put that in your pack and smoke it or whatever. But don't smoke. Don't smoke. Call the Wild. This is a crazy one. There was a couple cards where I was like, you know what? I'm going to go crazy on my ratings with this because I want to be a little entertaining to myself and anyone that might watch it. And I am giving this card 5 stars because it is a 3 mana draw 4. Okay, realistically, you're not drawing 4. But you play Avaroshan Trapper in a Poro deck. You play this card. You draw 3 cards, including your Yeti, which is a 1 mana 5/5. Honestly, this card is good. Even if it's not 5 stars. It's a really good card. You don't find yourself running out of card advantage in Poros normally. So if it was just Poros and it was like top 5 cards in your deck, I don't think it would be that busted. I probably wouldn't care that much about it because you have Aurora Borealis and you have the 2 mana guy, Poro Herder. And yeah, you draw your Poros. That's not really an issue. But the Yetis thing, and I am ignoring Elnux. I didn't notice any new Elnux, so yeah. Yetis and Poros combined, I feel makes this card 5 big ones, 5 stars. I'm sticking with it. Then we've got Trundle. Trundle. I have given Trundle a 4-star rating. I think he's a really cool design. He has regen and 6 HP for 5 mana, which is nice. That is nice. When he's summoned, he creates an Ice Pillar in hand. Now, Ice Pillar gives all of your Behold cards a trigger. So that's great. He enables everything. And his champion spell is Icequake, which I did factor into the 4 stars. I think this card's pretty good. I gave this card a whopping 4 stars as well. Dealing 3 to all units is the anti-aggro that you need. You could play it on turn 5. I think the biggest problem is Spell Shield negates this whole card, I think, if I understand Spell Shield correctly, which I should have probably just double-checked before making this entire video. So, yeah. 4 stars for this, 4 stars for Trundle. His level up is fantastic. He grants, permanent grants on it. So he's, okay. So turn 8, right? You play your Ice Pillar. You get all your, You get all your mana back that you spent on Ice Pillar. Or more if you somehow discount it. Then he gives your strongest enemy vulnerable this round, right? Trundle is now a 5 mana 5/7. Overwhelm regeneration, who gets at least +1 attack when he attacks. So you take your strongest enemy and you smash that enemy. Then Trundle regens and gets stronger and stronger. Now, of course, this is the ideal scenario. It is, no doubt. But, hey, if a card isn't good in its ideal scenario, that's important to note too. And this card is good in its ideal scenario. I do think there's a place for this card. I don't know how deep into the Behold a relevant Trundle deck will go. Sorry. But I do think that there will be a relevant Trundle deck. And I never thought I would be excited about Trundle, and I really didn't think I'd be that excited about Freljord this set either, because it's been very, very prevalent in the Rising Tides expansion. But they did a good job. I'm pretty pumped about Trundle. He's kind of simple in playstyle, but that's okay. I think he's the fun kind of simple. He's not. I mean, I talked in my last video about how I actually do like Darrowwing. So I'll say that there's some thought processes in that. There's not a ton. There is some. But elusives when they were at their peak? No. He's not elusives. Every deck takes brain power, so don't get me wrong. But this one, that elusives deck, took the least amount of brain power of the decks that I've played. And I don't think Trundle is that level. I don't even know why I started talking about that. Yes, they're smash. Yes, they just crush enemies, but like, there's some cool ramping thought processes. And this card, I'm going to move forward. This card I give a 4.5 stars. This card helps with the thought process thing I was talking about. Giving any ally Overwhelm and Regen means your deck building process has thought process, and your playing process has thought process. You have to set this up, but it's so powerful because it also has Overwhelm and Regen. Like, this card's insane, man. It's 4.5, no doubt. Maybe even 5 stars. The only thing, again, is 6 mana. So, whatever, actually, I think it's still easily 4.5. Ice Pillar is nice. I think that's a great support card to Trundle. Broad-backed Protector. I didn't even think about this, right? I saw this Reddit post. I think it actually might have been... No, this was in response directly to this card, or Augur of the Old Ones. He says heal your Nexus 3 at the round start and deal damage to him equal to the amount healed, right? It didn't even occur to me that this card gives him regeneration. So you just, for free, heal every turn. Heal 3. I mean, that's pretty good. It's not overpowered. It's a nice little combo, and I'd probably want to play Targon with Trundle anyway. So, yeah. Heck yeah. 4 stars, baby. I'm giving this 4 stars just because of that. Revitalizing Roar, I am giving 5 stars. That could be the opposite. This could be a 1-star card, but I doubt it because it makes something cost 0. And I guarantee you that's going to be broken at some point. I don't care if it's not this expansion, even though I think it will be. Dude, I have to gush. I have to. I don't want to jump the gun, but I will say this card can make Aurelion Soul cost 0. Now, I know that doesn't change the fact that Aurelion Soul still costs 10 because you have to be enlightened to play this, but like a Trundle Aurelion Soul deck with this card in it, hell, a Aurelion Soul something Targon or something like Tryndamere, I don't even care, dude. I don't give a crap. I know this card is a slow card and it's 7 mana and you have to play it when you're enlightened. It doesn't matter. Playing Aurelion Soul for free, and then you generate cards, and then you do broken stuff, and it's amazing. I'm giving this card a 5 star. I am. It's happening. You heal too. You heal. Dude, you make Aurelion Soul cost 0, you're healing 10. I mean, that's not nothing. That's half your life. The most likely problem with that is that you would die before that ever happens. But hey, if you need to use this card before you're enlightened and you have Aurelion Soul, you're still healing 10, even if you're not making him cost 0. So there you go. Take that. I gave Stellacorn 4 stars. Not the worst stat line, and it heals 2 things, 3. The ally is a great thing, and healing your Nexus 3 is a great thing. I don't imagine that burn aggro is going to be really relevant, but elusives might, so healing your Nexus could be very important. Yes. Oh man, I am so pumped about this. I love everything about this expansion. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So, Shadow Isles cards, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Stygian Onlooker. I am giving 4 stars. I do think that a one man. I mean, it's not exactly a turn one play, you know. Um, but it is good, even on turn two. Even on turn three, it's got potential. Um, but yeah, I mean, 4/1 fearsome for 1 mana, although it's got Nightfall. Yeah, I think it's a good card. 4 stars. I'm giving Doom Beast 3 stars. Draining from the enemy nexus. It's a good ability. That's like a +4. No, I can't do math like that. I mean, I can do math, but that's the wrong way to look at it, I think. You're healing 2 and dealing 2 damage. He is a 3 mana 3/2, so it's not like the best stat line ever. But yeah, I might stretch it. I'll go 3.5 stars. I think this card is pretty decent. Pretty decent. I love. Side note again. I love that I don't have to say like it's pretty decent for a common. Because you play Magic, you play Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. Common cards are just worse than other cards. They just are. Secret rares or mythics are cards you just play. You can play them a playset. It's not like Hearthstone where legendary cards are one-ups, which I actually like. And the champion restriction of 6 in a deck, I like that too. But yeah, in other games, secret rares and mythic rares are just cards that are more powerful. They're instantly 5 stars most of the time. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but there's $100 ones here, $200 ones here, because they're harder to get, but you need them just as much. In this game, because it's easy to get all of the cards, common cards are sometimes better than everything else. I'm pretty sure Pilfer Goods is a rare, right? Pilfer Goods was the nuts, man. 2 mana draw 2 from your opponent and maybe discount it too. Like, God. Okay, side note over. I just love that. Duskrider is one of the few cards I'm giving 1 stars. Someone made a very good point. It is a harder to activate conditional card that probably will be, I mean, you want to play it on turn 5, right? It'll probably be like a 5 mana 5/5 fearsome or 5 mana 6/5 or something like that. And I kind of thought maybe you could trigger Nightfall multiple times like you can with Daybreak, but you cannot. There is no card that triggers Nightfall. So that Legion General card where it's like +1/+1 for each card you've stunned or recalled this turn or this game. And it's like a 5 mana 4/4 and it's Overwhelm or something like that. People don't play that card. So that tells me they won't play this card either. I could be wrong because maybe people will want to play it to fill a 5 mana slot that's not here. Like in Yasuo decks, you don't play that 5 mana card because you've already got like higher end cards, Minotaur Generals and stuff like that. And if it's the Swain version, you've got Leviathan, so you don't want to slap in a 5 mana card that's kind of conditional, blah, blah, blah. I mean, whatever. And that's not necessarily the case with this one, if I remember correctly. Most of the cards are lower cost, but I think the deck will be fine that way. I think the deck will be fine having mostly lower cost cards, so I'm giving this a 1 star. I'm giving this card a 3 star, sheerly out of the fact that it will probably be a really good card at some point. I mean, it's definitely a check, right? Like, you don't have to worry anymore about decks being way too into this, everything being summoned but not played this round. Obviously, there are still going to be people that play the Harrowing and stuff like that, because who's going to play this card in their decks? Sometimes you can't even use it. I think the biggest thing with this card is if you're playing it in a deck that can discard stuff. because you can then, like, P and Z Shadow Isles. I can't think of very much synergy at the moment with that. I know there's the Maokai Elise Von Yip deck, but there's not that much synergy there. But if you play this in a deck, basically, that can discard cards, that you're wanting to discard cards anyway, then at least you have this to blow someone out, because you really can with this card. It is good. It is powerful in certain situations. And if you're playing against a matchup where it doesn't matter, you can just discard this. So just food for thought. I'm giving this a 3 stars. I'm giving this 4-star, probably 5-star card, probably 10-star card. This makes a deck. This is literally a single card that makes a deck. Actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, this card, you play 3 of it in a deck. You could have a +6/+6. Like, it only makes all your units ephemeral once, right? From that point on, it's just straight up 4 mana +2/+2. So if you're already building your deck around it, then it's really nice. I'm going to change it. I'm going to say it's 5 stars. It could be crap. Did I curse already? I don't think I did. It could be crapola. It could be awful. Really, really could. But it's probably not. It's probably not. So I'm going to say 5 just because you're going to build the deck around it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to 5. I gave Shadow of Darkness 3 stars. It's a Nightfall trigger. You're giving something Spell Shield. So it's one of those cards that, like, you hold for a setup turn. I can't think of a deck I would really play this in, though. Like, yeah, it's made for Nightfall. It's made for Nocturne. And it's not bad on Nocturne. It's good on Nocturne. And it's probably good on Diana, too. She's got quick attack. So I guess, yeah, you could play it, but I don't know if I will. I could see playing it in a really big deck, too. It wouldn't be bad to play on Hecarim or something on a turn that you're going to attack with him, just to give him Spell Shield, basically. And he's got Overwhelm. This may not be used for the intention we think it is, but thinking about it in a Nightfall deck, I'm thinking it's 3 stars at most. Okay, man, I'm getting tired of talking. And I have way more stuff to talk about. I'm going to go faster, but not on this one. 5 stars Nocturne, 4 mana, 5/3. That's Ashe stats. Ashe is great. She does frostbite an enemy, which gives her some protection. This gives something vulnerable and gives enemies -1 attack. So he's kind of got his own little built-in protection. Sorry, I guess it's just doing that now. There you go. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's so good. I am definitely thinking he's 5 stars. Plus, with all the other Nightfall cards that they revealed, it's not hard to attack with 5+ Nightfall allies, and that triggers while he's in deck. Then suddenly, he levels up. He's a 6/4, which is great. Everything has Fearsome, which is nuts. And then when you play a unit, everything gets -1 attack on your opponent's field. This card is bonkers. I love it. I cannot wait, dude. I can't wait to play it. Unspeakable Horror is 5 stars. Generating a Nightfall card, fantastic. Just don't get Dusk Rider. Shouldn't be too hard because there's lots of Targon Nightfall cards too. It's also got the Vile Feast effect. Now, Vile Feast summons a blocker. It summons a 1/1 that you can sacrifice with Glimpse Beyond or whatever, or just block with, and yada yada. This, though, gives you card generation. So it's kind of like a version of Vile Feast, which is an easy 3 of in almost every Shadow Isles deck. This is a fantastic card. And this can drain from the Nexus. Yeah, that's an extra point. I feel like Vile Feast, this card, let's ignore the Nightfall for a second. Drain 1 from anything, fast spell. Anything, being the Nexus 2, almost makes me think that it's as good as Vile Feast. It's still a little worse than Vile Feast. But then you add in the Nightfall of creating a random Nightfall card in hand, and I don't know if it can generate itself or not, but that'd be nuts. Um, yeah, that puts it over Vile Feast in my mind. I am a value-oriented player. That's how I want to play things. So this card's bonkers to me. So yeah, 5 stars. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Best thing about it is that it's burst, so you can block with the Mist Wraith. Could surprise me. So 2 stars. I'm giving this a 4 star. I think this is the biggest reason to consider Freljord's Shadow Isles Trundle. Because you play your Avarosian Trapper, you can add your Yeti and you get another Yeti. So on like turn 4, you could theoretically have 10 damage plus the Avarosian Trapper. Just 10. You could have 2/5/5s. And I know it's ephemeral, but you could also play. No, you can't. That's in a different. Okay, yeah. But basically, yeah. Getting Yeti would be nuts. Absolutely. I There's other stuff too. I mean, it's a 2 mana draw one of choice from the top 4 cards. It is only followers. The ephemeral thing might, like, it's already a decent card without the ephemeral ally part. And, yeah. Then you've got the ephemeral. There's a lot of good potential with this, so 4 stars. Solari Soldier, 3 stars. Play him on turn 1, he's a 3/3. Pretty nice. Like, you don't have to warning shot, and it's not permanent, but hey, 3 damage just for 1 card. I think that's pretty good. And then he's a 2/2 after, so it's not like his body's bad. He's got a really nice body. 2 mana, 2 mana, 3/2, and it gains +4 for a round. You know, after you play this card, turn 2, you play this, and it probably won't matter because what 2 mana card are they playing? They just feel okay slamming into a Solari Soldier, but this card is relevant like until turn 4, even beyond that, to defend you with. So I'm giving this card a 3 stars. I am also giving this card a 3 stars. Now this one probably is higher, especially because you can trigger it multiple times because it's Daybreak. But you know, and it's over. Did I already say it's Overwhelm? It's Overwhelm. So 6 mana, 8/7 Overwhelm. It doesn't blow my mind. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with 3 stars, but it could be a little better. 5 stars. Oh my god, this card, dude. This is my dreams. This is my life. This card is so cool. I want someone to call me the Daylight Spear. When she look at you like the Daylight Spear. I can't believe I said that. That's embarrassing. But that shows you how much I love this card. First of all, it's that thing I told you where I'm a value-oriented player. This gives a random Daybreak card, which is nice. And then it's always day for us. I love that line of text. In the Final Fantasy card game, which is a fantastic card game, this and that game are the 2 best card games I've ever played. And I've played tons of card games. But this one, I think I like better. It's so accessible. Anyway, there was a Bart's card, and his only line of text was, Bart's has all the jobs. And, you know, you meme with that, like, he steals your job, blah, blah, blah. It's hilarious. I loved that. It's the same kind of thing. It's always day for us. This one is like the cool version of it. And what's even cooler is that makes all Daybreak cards trigger, which is kind of bonkers. He's a 5 mana 5/5, which is kind of already amazing. Everything about this card is incredible. 5 stars. This is why you play Daybreak. This is not why you play Daybreak. Now, I'm generously giving Leona 4 stars. I loved her. I love her art. She's cool, but when you really think about it, until she's leveled up, which isn't hard to do, to be fair. Like, let's say you play things on curve 1, 2, Solari Priestess, which is the 3-mana one we'll get to. And then you play her. I mean, it has to go perfectly, but she triggers her own level up then. She only stuns one enemy. She's a 4-mana 3/5. No keywords. And then she'd be a 4-mana 4/6, which is nice. And whenever you activate Daybreak, you stun an enemy, the strongest enemy. So yeah, this Leona is not bad. She's not bad. She's not why you play Daybreak though. Not so. And yeah, I mean, she really solidifies that Daybreak is tempo. There's a lot of different playstyles in Targon, which is super cool. And this one is like the closest to Demacia to me. This is like the Demacia playstyle for Targon. Straightforward, tempo, play your cards when you have the mana to play them, attack, block. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I actually really like Demacia. It's just that this card in of itself is a tempo card too. Usually when you think of champions, you think of busted in their own little way. That they make the deck a lot of times. The only reason that Leona is a champion in my eyes, that she is 4 stars, is because her champion spell is Morning Light. That makes her a champion. This card activates all Daybreak effects again, while also giving +2/+2 to your allies. This card is just as good as Ravoon, 5 stars. This is like this is the spell version of Ravoon. This is the other reason why you play it. And its effect is Daybreak, so like Ravoon can create this card too. Dude, Ravoon. I have a crush on Ravoon. Oh yeah, this card is also why you play Daybreak. I understand that its Daybreak effect draws the Zenith Blade, so it's not like you'll always get the Daybreak effect on it, but that doesn't matter because you're granting something, Overwhelm, and the stat buff is so good. You're getting +1 attack, but +2 HP. Everyone knows HP is more important than attack, even though it grants Overwhelm. Holy crap, this card is so good, especially if you have Ravoon. Okay. Then you'd go draw Zenith Blade. Infinite. I mean, it only happens twice, but still. I am so tired. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pause this. You won't even notice it or anything, but I need a break. All right, I'm back. I didn't take that long of a break. I just took a couple sips of my tea, and here I am. Anyway, Sunburst, slow, 6 mana. Really cool art. I wish this cards like this that make me wish that spells also had full art instead of just the circle. And I mean, they can still look really cool, but like, I want full giant art of them sometimes, you know? Okay, deal 6 to a unit. Yes, I wouldn't spend 6 mana to deal 6 to a unit. I wouldn't throw that in my deck, except for the Daybreak effect where it silences it and then deals 6. Now, I did mention, I don't know what all that's perfect for. I don't know if that gets rid of Spell Shield or not. I'm excited to find out. I'm guessing. Nah, I can't guess. I have no idea. But they showed it getting rid of. I remember Commander Ledros, yes. So he doesn't get his Last Breath effect. So this deals with Last Breath. Tryndamere will never be meta. I'm just kidding. This card doesn't make him irrelevant, but like, if you have this card and you can randomly generate it from Ravoon, I'm just saying, that this card crushes Tryndamere. This card crushes Anivia. This card crushes a lot of things. Silence is great. But yeah, I don't know. I do know. I am giving this a 4 star. because of the Daybreak effect, but it could be worse. I don't think this will be better than 4 stars, but I do think it could be worse than 4 stars. I'm giving this a 4.5 stars. Some people might know the card Upstart Goblin from Yu-Gi-Oh! It is a card you put into your deck. It heals your opponent for 1,000 life points, which is essentially like 2, right? It's like 2 if you translate it to this game. And you draw a card. So in that game, life points didn't matter much. In most card games, your life doesn't matter until you're dead. Which is pretty deep. But this is like Upstart Goblin, but it has a small cost to it. In Yu-Gi-Oh! That card had no cost. Yeah, you put that card in your deck to make your deck 37 cards. Or 27 cards. But this game it would be 37. You just cycle. This is a cycle card. Except that it has an upside. So you pay a little bit to have an upside. Heal your ally or your Nexus too. Not busted, not insane. But I think this card is insane. I think this card is amazing. Healing 2 on whatever you want, and then you just draw a card. So yeah, I don't think it's 5 stars. I could see myself putting it in every deck that has Targon. I really actually could. Triggering Nightfall. Maybe not Daybreak, but like maybe Daybreak because it heals your allies and you draw. It gets you close to Ravun. Right, so yeah. I'm giving 4.5 just because you don't create a deck around it, but I could see myself throwing it and everything. And now on to some cards I've got some serious crushes on. Lunari Duskbringer. When I'm summoned, create a Dusk Petal Dust in hand. I believe that card is one. Here we go, yeah. So Dusk Petal Dust is the next unit with Nightfall you play this round, costs 1 less. Okay. So that's a Nightfall trigger card, obviously. This is a 1 mana 2/1 that enables the rest of the cards in your deck. In a big way. I mean in a really big way, because like turn 2, let's say you play another one of these, or a 1-drop, or you float 2 mana. Now you have 2 spell mana. You have that card, right? So you're going into turn 3, and you want to play Nocturne. Well, you can use one of your spell mana to discount Nocturne. So turn 3, you're playing Nocturne. It's a great card. I'm giving this 5 stars. You play this in every Nightfall deck easily. All 3. You play the full play set, you just do it. This card I'm giving 4 stars. It's not busted, but it's got great stats for an elusive. Yeah. Also, the art is godlike. Crescent Guardian. I did a double take on this card. I rated it kind of poorly, and then I forgot, because I forgot what it was. Like, I literally just assumed it was bad. It was weird. But, first of all, that's really cool. I want to know the lore with that thing. But yeah, I'm giving it a 3.5 star rating. Playing it, it's a 5, you're going to play it with Nightfall probably, right? So it's a 3 mana 5/3 Overwhelm. And even if you don't get Nightfall, it's a 3 mana 3/3 Overwhelm. It's not the worst, Yeah, I'm going to put this in every Nightfall deck, pretty sure. 3.5. Diana. Now, she is a 2 mana 2/2. It would be nice if she was a 2 mana 2/3 or 3/2. But you surrender the Lucian stats to get Challenger, which is quite nice, and a much, much more streamlined way of leveling her up, where you can literally play her and she instantly levels up, which makes her a 2 mana 3/3 that whenever anything activates Nightfall, she gains +2 attack and Challenger for the round, and then she's a 2 mana 5/3 quick attack Challenger. She's not, again, she's a lot like Diana in the fact that she's not the reason you play Nightfall, but there's a lot of good reasons to play Nightfall, so you're going to play her. You just are. Unless I think of something better. but you probably are. So I'm giving her also 4 stars. And her champion spell is Pale Cascade. It's pretty much good on most Nightfall cards, but it's good on her especially. And then Nightfall triggers and you draw 1. So yeah. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not, I mean, it is great, I think, but like it's not bonkers. I rated this, didn't I? Yeah, I'm giving it 4 star. Okay, this is a tough one to rate. I'm giving this a 3.5 stars because it's just one round of elusive, and like, look at Fey Guide, right? It's a 4 mana and you grant something else permanent elusive. 4 mana 3/3 with no condition. This is something that has a very easy condition, mind you, but it's got a condition. And yes, he gives himself also elusive, which is that's the caveat. But yeah, being temporary means it is tempo swing. You might go in for game with this card, but it's not defining, so 3.5. I'm very, very, very carefully giving this a 4-star card, or a 4-star rating. It could be 3, could be 2, could be 1, could be 5. This is just one of those cards. I won't go over it too hard because of that. I just have to try it. This is a card I'm very excited to try. I'm pretty sure you can silence champions, which, boom, goodbye Braum. Braum is never going to be played ever. They need to give him his 1 attack back. Come on. But yeah, being able to chain it. Yeah, I could totally see this being in a Lux deck. Silencing 2 things. Getting a laser beam. I just thought about that. That's really good. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stick with 4 stars. I'm giving Poro Cannon 5 stars. He's a Poro card. It gives you 2 of the elusive Poros to it's 0 mana, right? I mean, 0 mana. Hell yeah. You discard a card. It's P&Z. Jinx, baby. You get 2 1 mana cards, and they're both elusive. So let's say you're playing this in Casino. Now, don't play Casino unless you want to have fun. But let's say you play this in that deck, right? You essentially discard, you discard like whatever. And you're creating the 2 Daring Poros. You play both of them, and suddenly you've got plunder triggerers. So now I feel like you can kind of play some cards that you couldn't play before in Casino, even though it is a burn deck. So I don't know if that's true. But yeah, it doesn't draw cards, so it's not great for Twisted Fate, but it's something to think about. I'm only giving it 5-star cards because it's Poro Cannon. I wish this was... Well, you know what? I don't wish it was. I was going to say I wish this was like a Demacia card for no reason. But, why would it be? And this card really makes me consider not playing Demacia. Why do I even play Demacia? For Lux, right? Borealis and Lux is a great combo. However, you don't need it. Obviously, you just need Freljord. This card really makes me think, hey, should I play P&Z, Freljord, Poros? And people already were. So, hey, who knows? Okay, this card, 5 stars. I'm really excited about this card. Invoke, as I'm sure you know, is an ability that makes it so you choose between 3 cards that are all Celestials. It is like a set of like 24 cards or something like that. And you pick one and it's in your hand. This guy is Allegiance Invoke, and he makes your Celestial cards cost 1 less. So I am actually probably day one going to try this in a P&Z deck, P&Z Targon, and I'm going to dupe this guy. I'm going to duplicate him, and I'm going to play a deck that is all Mountain Scryer. And it's obviously going to trigger his Allegiance every time, and I'll have 6 Mountain Scryers in the field, and all of my Celestial cards will cost 6 less, which is busted, and I'll just generate all of the things, and it's going to be bonkers. So be there or be square. 5 stars. I'm giving this card a 4 stars. It's a graffiti artist, so it gains an extra star. Otherwise, it would be 3 stars. Um, he or she actually, I don't know, but it's a 1 mana 1/1, which isn't great. You have to discard a card, which isn't great. But you invoke a Celestial that costs 3 less, and Celestials are fantastic. You're going to play this, you're going to get Messenger. 2 mana, 2/2, draw 1. That's amazing. That's a great turn 2 play, and that means that you're replacing the card that you discarded. So then, yeah, I mean, it's not the best. It's not the greatest, but there's cards that get stronger when you play Celestials based on how many Celestials you've played. So I'm giving this card 4 stars. Pretty sure you play a lot of it in Celestial decks. All right, I'm going to take one more break. Yeah. All right, I'm back to finish this off. So I think we had finished on this. Yeah. Okay, Nightfall, Invoke. I love that they, I thought they had finished all the Nightfall and Daybreak cards and stuff, but they invoke, so they had to hold them back. I think that's kind of funny. So obviously this is not the best statted card, but it invokes without a cost. I mean, it literally has a cost, so don't get me wrong. And it's got Nightfall, which you have to work to trigger. So, yeah. But, hey. 3 mana, 2/1, so not the best stats. It invokes. I mean, you play this in Nightfall decks, yeah? Do you play this in Invoke decks? You probably play as many Invokes as you can in those decks. I'll have to see. I have no idea what those decks are going to be like. So yeah, I gave this 4 stars. This is... Sorry. I have one more thing, which is apparently lower cost Celestial cards are harder to get off Invoke than the higher cost... Or the lower cost ones are easier to get than the higher cost ones. It's about 2 times easier to get a 1-drop, or the 0 mana one, than it is to get the highest cost Celestial. So it's not too weighted, but it's a little bit weighted. And I just have to say that because I'm leading into this card, which invokes a Celestial card that costs 4, 5, or 6. So that's kind of in the middle, But the fact is, with Daybreak, there isn't a cost. It's just that you have to play it at the start of the round. That has to be the first card you play. Which actually, now I'm thinking about it, is that a harder condition than I think it is? Because if your opponent opens attacks, you're not going to be triggering Daybreak if you have to block their open attack and then play a fast spell. Huh. Man, there's so many... God, I love this game. There's so much thought process. Like, I haven't played any other card game where open attacking and, passing priority is so relevant, Most games, you do what you want to do in main phase 2, or whatever you want to call it. But in this game, that's never more important. Sometimes you pass priority by playing a low-cost card, and then your opponent plays something because you're baiting them to, and then bam, and then you attack. There's details in this game that I've never experienced in any other card games. Anyway, yeah, whatever. So this card you play first, and then you invoke a specific cost of Celestial card. So limiting a pool that's RNG normally into a smaller group is always fantastic. So this card's a 5 in my book. Could be lower. I mean, it literally... Of course it could be lower. I guess I just mean That I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But I'm going to stick with 5-star, and we'll see how relevant that open attack thing I just mentioned is. Moondreamer, 5 mana 3/5 is not the worst in the world. In games I've played, 5 mana 3/5 cards are things that generate value, and this card generates value. So I'm pretty sure you play this card, right? Probably like 2 of them. So I'm gonna say I'm actually gonna say 3.5. I was gonna say 4 stars. It is a JoJo pose. It's a JoJo reference, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say 3.5. Yeah. Well, she's kind of hot though. Forgive me. Behold the Infinite. I'm giving 3 stars. It might be better than that, though. Spending 2 spell mana to invoke, it does actually seem really good. I'll also say 3.5 on this, actually. 3.5. There's not a lot to say about invoke when you don't go through the list of Celestials, so I'm going to do that. Oh, apparently right now. Okay. So this card is Moonglow. I don't speak Polish, which I really hope is correct. I heard that it was Polish. Anyway, but it is reduce the cost of an ally by 1. So that's great for Nightfall. Really good. It's a good card in general, honestly. I'm pumped about that card. Snake. Literally just snake. I think it actually might be the serpent or something like that. But it's a 2/1. It's a 0 mana 2/1 challenger. Pretty fantastic. Oh, right. I'm supposed to rate them. Oh, yeah, that's good. I already reacted. Okay. So I didn't write. I've been reading off a list that I wrote down because I like to write out stuff. This whole video is kind of helping me like open my mind about these cards before the set comes out and kind of memorize them too. Like at this point, I'm pretty sure I could list off the effects of every card. But I did not rate these cards because I said I was going to rate them in the vacuum. I'm comparing the Celestials to each other only. And then I'll kind of talk about what I rate Invoke, like the mechanic itself, because it's so unique to every other mechanic. Okay, so Moonglow, I'm going to rate 4 stars. Remember, vacuum of just rating Celestials against each other. I'm rating Moonglow 4 stars. Snake gets 3 stars. Equinox, which silences a follower, I'm giving 2 stars. The Charger gets 3 stars. Moonglow gets 3 stars. Although honestly, it's pretty good. Permanent spell shield. Yeah. And plus 2 HP. Yeah, I'm still going to give it 3 stars though. The Messenger gets 3.5. Like 2 mana, 2/2, draw 1. Crescent Strike stuns 2 enemies for 3 mana. Gets 2 stars. This is probably the worst one. El Bromista is the Trickster, right? Yeah, 3 mana, 3/3 evasion. That gets 4 stars. The Traveler is a 4 mana, 3/4, which invokes. That gets 3.5. Written in Stars, draw a champion, reduce its cost by 1, and grant it +2/+2. That gets 5 stars. Pretty sure this card is insane. I will always want to pick this one unless it's against one of the other ones that's busted. Meteor Shower. Deal 4 to an enemy and 1 to another. I'm giving that 2.5. The Warrior, 5 mana, 5/5 challenger. That's 3.5. I would say 3 in the vacuum Celestials, but I think there's enough situations where you'll want to pick this. When I think about the costs of the invoking cards, 5 mana is a pretty nice one because Moondreamer isn't like the best card ever. So this seems like a really good slotted card for turn 5. So I'll give it 3.5. This one is Comet, I think, which obliterates an enemy. Yes? Boy, I hope I'm right. I'm going to give that 4.5 stars. Obliterating an enemy? I know it's slow speed. That's why it's not 5 stars. But, yeah, I mean, you take it and then you wait for them to play something that you want to obliterate and you obliterate it. It's a 6-man, like Vengeance is fast, right? So let's think about that a little bit. Vengeance is fast for 7 mana. The difference between 1 mana isn't always that big of a deal, and I think 6 mana to 7 mana, also, it's like almost identical for removal spells. Almost, keyword. But, almost, keyword, ability, save your butt from being embarrassed. Yeah, I just think the obliterate is what makes this card good. Like, Vengeance is a 5-star card, let's be honest with each other. So, yeah, I don't know. Slow makes this 4.5, I think. Okay, so this card has elusive, so it looks like crap, but 99.9% sure that she's generated exclusively off of the Golden Sister. Like, you can't pick this card from Invoke, you can only pick this one. So this card is a lifesteal. It's 6 mana, 4/3 lifesteal, and you play it also generates a 6 mana 4/3 elusive. That's 5 stars. If you're on turn 6 and you're playing this card and it generates the other card, you are getting some tempo. That's aggression and defense at the same time. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, you love it. Cosmic Inspiration. 5 big ones. This is a 5-star card right here. You refill your spell mana. So if all things are perfect, then this essentially is 4 mana. Gives +2/+2 to all allies everywhere. Yeah. So generated cards. Like, let's say you play this, right? Let's say you generate this. You're a lucky son of a gun. And you generate this card, and you also generate this card. So 99% sure that when you play this card and then you play this on turn 6, because you can't lose. You're just invincible. This is a 6/5 that generates a 6/5 elusive and lifesteal. You're gonna win. I'm just gonna put that out there. You're gonna win. So 5 stars. The Destroyer is Overwhelm Spell Shield, gets +1 for each Celestial card you played this game. I'm going to say 4 stars. That could be a big tempo swing, and it's got built-in protection, and it could be like a 10/7 or even higher by the time you play this, so that's really good. Or you get this one, and it's insane. It's insane. I am so ready to be done with this. I love this. It's like, the problem is I'm too enthusiastic about it. God, please. Tomb of the Universe. Obliterate all enemy units, I think, that are power 3 or less, I believe. People weren't sure on the translation of it. That's why I'm questioning. But it's either all units that are 3 power or less or all enemy units that are 3 power or less, which is a big difference in my opinion. So until I know that, I'm going to act like it's only enemy units, and I'll give it 4 stars. It's 8 mana, 8 mana slow. 4 stars. This card is 10 stars. It's powerful, but really it's a phoenix, and it's my favorite art of the Celestials, so it's beautiful. So, by the time you play this, it's probably a 9/5 elusive that fully heals the first time it would die. Of course, if you obliterate it, it doesn't happen, right? I think so. If you vengeance this, I don't think that its effect saves it, but hey, you're also playing in the original spell shield, so hey, what's up? What's up, girl? Supernova, if you behold the celestial card, obliterate 2 enemies. This card is a 5-star card, I think. I'm going to say 5 stars. Beholding a celestial is likely, and obliterating 2 enemies is likely insane. It's like 2 vengeances for 9 mana slow. Hello, if we really think about it. Ruination, right? Ruination's a 9 mana slow spell. Ruination is a 5-star card. No, it's not. It's 4.5, let's say. Okay. That card wipes both your boards. This card has a condition to it. That card does not. This card obliterates 2 enemies. That card destroys every unit. So Last Breath effects trigger. This is not the same. Things that resummon allies. This doesn't happen with... Yeah, I'm going to say this card's 5 stars. Might be wrong, though. Living Legends. Fill your hand with fleeting celestial spells, or fleeting celestial cards, and fully refill your mana. So you spend, you spend 7 mana and 3 spell mana, and it fully refills your mana. So, nice. And then you have a full grip of celestial cards. Yes. This is a 5-star. Absolutely 5-star. Can you imagine getting all these cards? Like, you get some of these busted cards, like, written in stars, and you just play out the cosmic inspiration. Come on. This card's 5 stars. Also, again, I really wish this had a full art. The Scourge, 10 mana, 10/10 challenger, gains +1, and it gives everything of your allies +2/+2 and overwhelm this round. So this is a very fitting 10 mana card. I mean, I feel good about this being 10 mana. I don't mind playing it for 10 mana. Obviously, I'd rather play it for 0, but hey, I'm gonna give this 4 stars. Yep. The Great Beyond. Beautiful, beautiful card. It's got Elusive, it's got Fury, and it's got Spell Shield. 9 mana, 8/8, gains +1 attack for each Celestial, and it is a dragon, which who cares? Most things don't. Yeah, it's elusive. Yeah. I think this card is 5 stars, but I actually will say 4.5 stars. Okay, there's not too many left, I promise. Now we're out of the vacuum of Celestials, and we are back into the standard set, the collectible cards. So this is, again, compared to all the other cards that were not Celestial. I'm giving this card a 3 star. Yeah, it definitely lowers the cost of some important and powerful cards. So it could be higher, but it is a 1/1. 2 mana 1/1 that doesn't actually do anything. Pretty sure it's a 3 star at most. White Flame Protector, 4 mana 4/4 Fury. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 3 stars. Nope, I gave this 2.5. Fury's not like the most proactively astounding keyword ever. It gives +1/+1 when it kills an enemy. It's solid. It's very solid. Dragon synergies will make this card better. So in the future, it'll be better. And if I'm underestimating it, like the power of Dragon's Clutch, then yeah, whatever. This card's decent, but it's not like there's too many good Targon cards. It's hard to imagine putting this in. This card I give 3 stars, just because it comes with built-in protection at least, and yeah, that's about it really. This card's a Demacia card, so this card gets 4 stars because you can summon it off of Remembrance, and it's got Challenger and Fury. Challenger and Fury is a great keyword combo, and yeah, it's just better than Elite whatever. Guardwing or something, the 5/4 Challenger that gives you an Elite that's always bad. Like, that card's not bad, but the Elite that you get is like always bad. So yeah, this card is 4 stars for sure. This card is 4 stars. Drawing 2 different dragons, which is nice that it's different ones. I actually didn't even notice that before. Or grant Dragon Allies +1/+1. Of course, having options is fantastic. 3 mana, draw 2. You know, Deep Meditation is better when it's 3 mana, but it's a conditional 3. It's a totally different type of card, so I don't know. I can't really compare it, but it is draw 2, right? But it's draw 2 different dragons. Yeah, I like this card. I think it's good. See, you can draw Aurelion Sol off of it, so yeah. Aurelion Sol is a 10 mana, 10/10 champion. He is a dragon. He is a Fury spell shield. When you play him, you invoke a celestial card that costs 7 or more. Wow, this is really eating up my battery to do this video. Man, I get so worried about battery. I have a nice phone now, and it lasts for a long time. But like, I check it constantly anyway, you know? I get nervous about battery power. I hate it. Oh well. Anyway, we're getting there. And then, so it invokes a celestial card that costs 7 or more. When you play it, which is nice that you get something immediately. And then round start, you create a random celestial card. So round start, I love that. I love that. And then at round end, it levels up if your allies have 20 plus total power. Now this guy's got Spell Shield. He's going to stick around for a turn, probably. The fact that he invokes a celestial card that costs 7 or more specifically is fantastic because, like I said, the lower costs are weighted, and this limits the pool, and there's a lot of really good cards that are 7 or more. Like, I'm sure you noticed that most of them, none of them were like 2 stars. Those were the lower cost ones. There was a couple. And then you could, get crazy lucky on the random celestial cards. But if it sticks around for a turn, you just need 10 other power on the board, which isn't like easy peasy. I think this card's 5 stars. I mean, you can make him cost 0 or 9 or 8 or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm tired. How do people stream? I don't get it. I really don't. Anyway, I think this is a 5-star card because he's good. He does stuff when you play him. He impacts the board because he sticks around, because he's got Spell Shield. And then if you can level him up, the stat change doesn't matter almost at all. But then all of your celestial cards cost 0, which is terrifying. And as you know, when you level up a champion, it's permanently leveled. So anytime you would want to play this guy, suddenly you're generating a 7 cost or more celestial card that actually costs 0. That is scary. That is super scary. I'm so pumped. In Viola's Vox, When an ally with Fury kills an enemy for the first time each round, create a random dragon in hand. I mean, what dragons are you creating that you can even play? I actually think I gave this card a high rating, right? But looking at it, I actually don't give a crap. I'm going to say this is 3 stars at most because realistically, what dragons? What dragons? This card will be 5 stars when the next expansion, or when the Call of the Mountain is out totally, and there's the rest of the dragons are out. Because we'll get low cost dragons probably, maybe. And then if you're generating random low cost or higher cost and you're playing dragon, yada yada, blah blah blah. But right now, 3 mana, all of them cost like 5 or 6 that you can generate, and that's just lame. But could be wrong. I'm just tired. Sky's the sun, baby. 3.5 stars. Could be better than I'm giving it credit for. This is Aurelion Sol's champion spell. This thing could cost. You can't play it unless you have at least 1 dragon or celestial and max mana, right? If you have 2 dragons, that's 11 mana to board wipe your opponent. But then they spell shield one of their allies and it's just done and you spend all your mana for it. But hey, if it's ideal and you have 6, then this costs 3. Which is why this is 3.5. Because if you have 3, then this costs 9. 9 is not bad at all for this effect. I mean, that's amazing, actually. This is an amazing 9-mana card. So 3.5, we'll see. We really will see. I'm curious about this card. I think this might be a good card, but who knows. Mind Splitter's 3.5. He's kind of like Leviathan or Minotaur Reckoner, just because he's 8 mana 8/8. You pick 2 enemies and it stuns those 2 enemies. So in that sense, he's definitely. I mean, this is more comparable to Leviathan, right? That is. Let's look at them. Let's really think about this card for some reason. So, Leviathan is an 8 mana 5/8. For it to be relevant, you also have to play the Swain that it searches. Now, Swain is a good card, but the stuns that you get from Swain happen because of Leviathan, so you need those 2 cards together for the full power to happen. This is an 8 mana 8/8, so it's already stronger than Leviathan in stats. Then you've got Fury, so it can grow, which again, I don't think is that great of a keyword right now. But you pick 2 enemies and at this round start, it stuns them. This one card almost does what Leviathan does without needing any champion spaces. And the 2 enemies are the ones that always get stunned, so your opponent can't control that aspect. The only problem with that is if they play stronger stuff, you can't change what you're stunning, and Swain stuns stronger stuff, the strongest stuff. So yeah, this card is probably good. I'm giving it a 3.5. It's probably 4 even. I'm sticking with it though. 5 mana, burst speed, heal 5 to an ally or your Nexus, invoke something that costs 7 or more. I give this card 4 stars. Again, being able to limit your pool and get the higher end stuff of the Celestials is pretty good. So, yeah. This is a 1 mana card that shuffles 5 of the little dogs that draw you cards. I think that's super cute and hilarious, and I'm pumped to try this card too. You know, it's great, and people have talked about playing it with the flautist or whatever. The soloist, smooth soloist, that reduces all your allies' cost by 2, so then they're all 0 mana draw ones. 0 mana 2/2 draw ones. So hey, this is a fun little meme card. I'll give it 3 stars. We are finally on our last batch. Jack the Winner. I'm giving him 4 stars. He is a Bilge Water card. He at the round start creates this little burn card here. Deal 2 to an ally to deal 2 to the enemy nexus. He's a 5 mana 5/6 that generates cards, and the card that he generates is 0 mana, and it's not bad. A little bit of a burn spell. Burn might suck now. We don't know. We will see, but I still think he is a 4 mana card. Monkey Business, I'm giving 1 star. I don't care about this card. Powder Monkeys, just play Keg. No, what's the other one? Just play the Monkey Idol. You generate 3 monkeys, and that's 3 mana. This card's a slow spell. You summon a Powder Monkey, and you maybe summon another one. Like, this could be good. It's worth it to try in a Gangplank Sejuani deck, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's good, so 1 star. Again, don't want to be dismissive, even though I'm tired. Yeah, I think it's 1 star. We'll try it out, though. I gave this card a 2 star. I think that was very generous of me. I think it's probably a 1 star. Dauntless Vanguard is 3/3s. This card, you play it in a Garen deck. You probably make this card cost like 5 if you're lucky. And then it's a 5 mana card that then only summons Dauntless Vanguards for each ally. You don't really want, like, in your elite deck, you're not building it for your allies to die. So this card doesn't do that much. And then I guess they wanted to support reinforcements. There might be something I'm not thinking of. It is 8 mana, so Trundle, Behold, I don't know. We'll see. 2 mana, probably 1 though. Or 2 stars, probably 1 though. Yeah. I actually don't think it's fair of me to give Monkey Business 1 star and this 2 stars, so I'm going to say 1 star. I'm giving this 3 star. That might be a little bit of a hot take to not give it more. People are like, oh, it's a better Ruination. It's like, no, it's not. It is not a better Ruination. It costs 10 mana. People have spell shields now. It recalls units instead of killing them. It is not a better Ruination. It's comparable to Ruination. You do keep an ally on the field. I would rather play, in all situations, I think I would rather play Swiftfoot, Mina Swiftfoot or whatever. She's 9 mana, she's a 6/5, and she recalls 3 of your opponent's units. How is this ever better than that? Only if you're recalling units that you want to play again. And they have 6 10/10s. Yeah, no, I'm sticking with 3 star. I don't think this card is that great. I have no idea. This is the only card I didn't rate. I don't know what this card does. I read it. I don't know if it's randomized. I don't know if you deal 1 to an ally and an enemy 4 times and it's like random which allies and enemies you're hitting or what, but like, I'm not going to rate it. Try it out. But it's an epic. If you're struggling with cards, don't play this card. I mean, it's an epic, but that's just random. You're not going to struggle with cards. This game is too generous. Okay, this is giving me my second wind right now. This card is 4 stars. I love this design. I talked about it in my last video. It encourages you to play a champion without buffing the champion and making the champion too good. And that's especially important for a card like Darius, where he's not like, he doesn't have this flashy effect. He's literally just a bundle of stats with a not hard condition to play. So yeah, this is a 2 mana stun an enemy. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. I wouldn't put it in a deck for that ability unless it was a fast spell. But the fact that you rally with it sometimes is kind of nuts. So 4 stars. I actually kind of want to play Darius now. Tribeam, I'm giving it 4 stars. This could be the most awful card I've ever seen in my life. I think it's a hilarious card because it powers up when you play 3-cost cards, and Heimerdinger is not what it used to be. But yeah, there's a build. There's a build somewhere in this universe, in this galaxy, that makes this card probably okay, Freudian slip, probably 3 stars. But there's another galaxy out there somewhere. I just realized that it's 3-cost cards and not spells. I'm going to stick with 4 stars. Okay. You kill a unit and you play a unit. I mean, that's pretty good for a spell. I don't even care. This card's 2 stars. Yep. This card's 1 star. This card is 4 stars. I'm not done. I'm not like sick of this video. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't like this card, and I don't really like that card either. I like this one though. Granting something spell shield and +1/+1 just for having a celestial card, and it's a 3-mana 2/2, which is not a bad stat line. It makes up for it with the +1/+1, and the spell shield is really nice. So 4 stars, baby. This card makes the Targon Trundle combo really nice. This card is not bad at all. 8 mana, 8/4 Overwhelm, which is kind of bad, but he's got spell shield, so that's not nearly as bad. But then you grant something +4 HP. That's pretty nice. I like this card for that reason. Yeah. Porofly gets 5,000 stars for being cute. Okay, realistically though, I don't want to dismiss Poros as relevant by just like rating this 5 stars, rating that 5 stars. Haha, all Poros are 5 stars. I don't want to do that. But I actually am giving this 5 stars in a vacuum of Poros. So you generate this card now with the Poro support cards, Lonely Poro, Borealis, and I think the most important thing about this card is when you play Heart of the Fluffed, he will have Spell Shield, which is actually really good. That's not bad at all. Because, you know, you Will of Ionia, you try and obliterate it with a spell, like, that's not happening. So, in the vacuum of Poros, this is a combo card. This is a combo piece. Maybe it's like a 1-mana 3/3 spell shielded unit, which isn't like crazy. But again, this is a 1-mana card that has spell shield, which protects your board if I'm correct about how spell shield works. If they try to board wipe you, you have a spell shield that's like permanently on a unit until it's affected by something. So I'm going to give this a 5 star in the vacuum of Poros and like a 3 star in general. So the last card they revealed was a Poro. I respect them deeply for doing so. And I thank God I'm done with this video. I love this. I'm passing the time until tomorrow comes, and I've got some stuff to do in the morning. And then I have work, but like, that's okay. That's okay, because the set comes out and it'll be there when I get off work. It's going to be great. It's going to be Swifty. I love it. I'm sorry I said that. That was cruel to make you listen to that. I hope that you enjoy this video. I imagine nobody in their right mind is going to watch a video for 1 hour and 43 minutes. But Perry, I know that one day you will look back on this and you will think, wow, he got him all right. He's a champion. I love him. So I just want to say, future me, I love you. I hope that life is going well for you. I hope that life with your wife is going well for you. I'm sure it is, because you're amazing together. She's amazing. You're amazing. And I want you to know that whatever you do is great, as long as you're doing stuff that makes you happy, as long as you're doing what you want to do. Right now, I'm hyped about this set. This flavor of the set is 5 stars. The lore of the set is 5 stars. The art of the set is 5,000 stars. And I'm excited about it now. Perry, again, to my future self, don't feel bad if you've moved on from this game. You've got a lot of stuff that you want to do, a lot of creative things you want to do, and just life things. So, as long as you're embracing and chasing what you want, that's great. If you're not, I hope this serves as a reminder that we get really, really excited when we are doing what we love, and that is an amazing feeling. So, think about that. But I bet you're doing what you love already. So, yeah, keep it up. I love you. And then, yeah, I'll shift back to present time just to say thanks for anyone that watches this. You're crazy. I love it. Um, Even if you watch 5 minutes and you don't hear me talk about this stuff, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching every video I've put out so far. Thank you for looking at my thumbnail and anything. Just thank you in general. I will be putting out gameplay videos. It's going to be insane. It's going to be the best. Get excited. Get excited. All right. I'm sure I will see you all tomorrow for release day, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Woo, 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 woo. Peace.